So when Chris and I assembled this bike, we made one major mistake. We accidentally cross-threaded the pedal through this particular crank. And when you do that, it kind of messes up the threads. You can't get the pedal to stay, and the pedal kept falling off while we were riding it. So luckily, this is a pretty common brand. I think it's fairly inexpensive and easy to get. And I ordered one from Amazon, and we took off the old one. This is the old one. In order to remove it, you need this thing called a crank puller. And it's just a little device that you put over this end of the crank, like so, and then you just turn it. And what happens is you get a wrench and you turn it, and it pushes and pushes, and it eventually pushes the crank off of the stem right there. Otherwise, it would be very difficult to get off. So now what we're going to try and do is replace this crank with a new one that we got on Amazon. You want to count the number of teeth and make sure you get the same number of teeth. I think this one was 48, and I think there's a 52 as well, but this is a 48. So we're going to try and put the new one on and see how it does. New crank, threads intact. So what we're going to do is put the chain on like so. Line up the crank so that it's exactly the opposite from the other side, like so. These look like they're good. Now how do I get this guy back on there? Let me get a mallet and try it. Maxwell silver hammer. Feels like it's on there pretty good now. And then there is a cover that goes on it, and that just threads in. Oh, maybe I hit it too far. Now let's take that out and let's hit this back a couple of times. Got a cheap Chinese e-bike that needs work? Call the DIY bike guys. That's all it takes. New pedals. That way you got fresh threads. And I'm not talking about the way you dress.
And then there's a right and a left. This one is R.
Okay, so it's going to be this one over here. And then you want to make sure you turn it the right direction, which could be clockwise, could be counterclockwise. In this case, it feels like clockwise is the right direction. Then careful not to cross thread. Oh my goodness, this bike is going to be amazing. Again, careful not to cross thread. There we go. Hey, hey. Upgraded pedals on this bad boy. Custom on the Mukkpet. Look at this, good as new. Pedals aren't falling off. So the moral of the story is, be careful when you put your pedals on and don't cross thread them, because otherwise it's not super hard to fix, but it's a bit of a pain.